guys, welcome back to my channel. This is part 2 of my games to beat in 2021. So we'll just dive right into it. So the first game that we'll talk about today is Luigis Mansion. Now, I had a GameCube. I love my GameCube. I know a lot of people didn't experience that console, but I loved it. And I unfortunately did not pick up Luigi's Mansion. In part because where I lived it was very hard to obtain, and once someone obtained it and they were to sell it back on the second-hand market, it was at a very high cost because of the high demand. So I just never got a chance to play this game until this year. And I have to say, it's an awesome title. I can't say anything better than that. It's just a great game. I really enjoyed it. The mechanics were fun. You know, catching ghosts were fun. It puts you in the Halloween spirit for sure. It's just a wonderful IP and a great bit of branching out and Nintendo trying to do something new. And I really liked it. And I think totally this should be supported. And to send a message to Nintendo to do more stuff like this. This was real fun. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it so much that I played Dark Moon right after. Like, it hooked me. This is a great game, and I absolutely love it. And it did a wonderful job. The next game on my list is an RPG, tactical RPG, that took me a long time to beat. And a part of me didn't want it to end. And that was Fire Emblem Shadows of Valentia Echoes. This game, if you've never played a Fire Emblem game, I've been hooked on Fire Emblem ever since I played the first one, Birthright, a couple of years ago. This series of games is fantastic. The story, the narrative, the attachment to characters, the combat, the strategy, absolutely wonderful. This story in particular, when they broke up the two parties, so the two main characters you see here, they break up in 3 separate parties and then they merge again later on in the story. Oh my goodness. Absolutely wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. The story's fantastic. At some points it had me in tears and feeling emotion. This is a fantastic game. And I think I put in well over 70, 80 hours into this game. It's so great and so wonderful. If you have a 3DS or you have access to a ROM, I highly recommend that you pick it up and give it a try. Just give it a shot. The next game on my list is Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. You know, in April, or in March going into April, we had a lot of problems with lockdowns again, and the virus was getting out of control again here in Ontario, Canada. And I was just really needing something to bring some comfort. And this game did. I put on the old anime, the Indigo Plateau, and would watch it in the background while my daughters watched it, and as I did as well, while playing this on the Switch. What a great game. I'm not crazy about some of the mechanics, like not having battling to catch your Pokemon. You just throw balls and berries, kind of like the Let's Go Pokemon mobile game. I'm okay with it. It's not perfect, but I'm okay with this being a separate series as long as Nintendo keeps these as separate, not as a mainline game. I'm okay with it. It can be quite fun. It's very simple. This is dead easy. Super easy game. I think I beat it in like maybe 20, 25 hours. It's not challenging at all, but it's home to me. It gives you that sense of home and belonging, and it was a really good game. I love my Eevee. Oh my goodness, my Eevee was wonderful. Again, if you have a Switch, you have kids, or you like Pokemon, you got to pick this up. If you like Pokemon Go, you got to pick it up too. It's a wonderful title. You can't go wrong with it. Honestly, you can't go wrong. The next game on my list was a game that I have always wanted to play since I was maybe 8 or 9, and I remember being at Pizza Hut and they gave us a comic, to keep the kids busy, and this game had its own page in that comic discussing it, and I remember wanting to play it so bad. And I finally got my hands on it last year at a sale they were having. I think it was not Boxing Day, Black Friday deals, and I got a whole bunch of games in the series. Yakuza Kawami, the very first Yakuza game. This game is everything that I have ever wanted. It did not steer me wrong. All of the hype and the things that were up here in my mind about it were 100% accurate. You know, some games, they never meet that hype, and you don't feel satisfied after. You're like, oh, that's not what I thought. Not this game. I have to honestly say that I came out of here wanting more. I came out of here with emotions and feelings and attachment to characters and their journeys that I don't usually get from an action beat 'em up kind of a game, which is what this is. Really enjoyed it. Absolutely enjoyed it, and I recommend this game to anybody. If you've ever been on the fence, if you've ever heard of it and like, oh, should I try it, should I not? I highly recommend this to anybody. It is a fantastic game. Story is great. The graphics are great. You know, this is a remaster of that, of the original. The game mechanics are fun. The battling mechanics are smooth as can be. Instantly gratifying controls. Like, you handle them perfectly. Wonderful game. Yeah, I played this. I have a really nice memory of this game. I know it probably sounds terrible when I say it out loud, but my daughter Ellie at the time was going through a phase where she'd get up at 4 in the morning, and unfortunately she's back to that again. But there was a time where she'd get really early in the morning, and I'd get up, and I beat this in a week, and I got up for that week in the summer, and I think it was August, and I would put it on, and we'd play for 2 or 3 hours, and she'd just sit on the couch with me, and she didn't know, she was just playing with her own little thing, and I would sit there and we'd play this, and she'd fall asleep sometimes against me, and that was wonderful. A great experience, great memories. I'll always now connect the Yakuza series to my daughter Ellie, and I often call her my little Yakuza because she used to sometimes do like this little punchy things. It was really cute, of course. I don't condone violence, of course, but I don't know, cute little memory. But yeah, enjoyed that. The next game on my list, which is going to have its own retrospective on the channel here, was Shenmue 1. And I'm not going to say too much about it. I do think it's a good game. I think if you ever wanted to try it, you should. But yeah, there's a retrospective coming on this on the channel. And so I'll save a lot of my thoughts for there. The only thing I can say is, it's a funny little story. I'll probably repeat it there as well. I played this game after playing Yakuza. I later found out that Yakuza games were inspired by the Shenmue series, and you can totally see that when you play Shenmue, and when you do that back to back. The only thing was Shenmue's a little slower, quite slower at times, than Yakuza Kawami, and I lost a lot of hype for it, but that's not this game's fault. It's a different type of game, it's a different style, and once you understand that, the game's really fun. So that's a really good game as well. I think people should try if you ever wanted to. The next game on my list was a game I just absolutely loved. Laughed my ass off. My wife was here with me at times laughing as well. It's another RPG, action RPG, and that is South Park: The Fractured Butthole. I mean, if you like South Park games, you're going to like this. If you've liked The Stick of Truth, you're going to like this game. You know, it takes, instead of doing the Dungeons and Dragons type, you're doing superheroes, or making fun of superheroes, an RPG aspect of that. Various powers. You know, an excellent game. I mean, it's a good RPG. It's all the bare bones of an RPG. A funny story. You know, you play it over like several days as if it was a South Park episode or several episodes of a South Park TV show. It's wonderful. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Can't wait for them to make another one if they ever do, because I thought it was hilarious. The next game that I wanted to play for a very particular reason. That was because the sequel was coming out for the PlayStation 5, and I wanted to do that, and I definitely now have a PlayStation 5, thank goodness, after all that time. And I bought the game, the next installment of that game, for my PlayStation 5. But this is SpiderMan. Holy moly. This game is fantastic. It is a 5 out of 5 game for me. I had so much fun. I haven't had so much fun in a game. Like, just pure excitement. Like I was a kid again. This is what this game brought out. Super fun. The story's awesome. Getting that backstory of Dr. Ock. Beating some of the classic villains of the Spider-Man franchise. The mechanics and the swinging through the city, through New York. All I can tell you is it was reminiscent of the Spider-Man, what was it, Spider-Man 1 or 2, I forget which one now, that was on the original PlayStation or PlayStation 2, where it was like, that was the best mechanic ever, and it was done so seamlessly. This was perfect. It was wonderful. The side missions, I completed almost everything in this game, which is very rare for me to do. It was that fun, and I enjoyed it that much. It wasn't just me who enjoyed it, my wife, she doesn't play these types of games. She wanted to play. My daughter Aurora, who's 3, played and just loved it. Just jumping and running and on the city and having the freedom to go wherever you wanted in the city. Perfect. Absolutely loved the game. I don't really think there's much you can do. The graphics were great. The story was great. The gameplay was fun. The battling mechanics were fun. Everything in this game is absolutely fantastic for a superhero beat 'em up action adventure game. It's perfect. I love it. The next game on my list is a game that I knew I would like from when I saw it all those years ago on Richard Review Tech USA's back in the day where he used to do gameplay while he talked. I remember he was playing this at the time, and I thought that looks real fun because it reminds me of GTA, one of my favorite series. And that is Just Cause 3. And I thought I'd give it a try. You know, I've heard of the Just Cause series, but I've never played any of them. And I thought, well, I'll just jump in here at the third one. I don't think you have to follow the story progression, although there is a story progression between the games, but I don't think it's that important in terms of jumping in. And I just loved it. The mayhem, going through and destroying tanks and liberating towns and outposts and factories and you name it. It was just absolutely phenomenal. The destructible interactive environments in this game were awesome. The gameplay is top notch. The weapons are wonderful. The aiming is great. The feel of the weapons was great. I just absolutely liked this game, and it was so fun. So fun to play that. The next game on my list is Tomb Raider. This is another great game. That's a action adventure style game. I thought it was immensely enjoyable. Immensely enjoyable. The first of the series. I absolutely liked it. Lara Croft is a badass. She's wonderful. I love the story element in this game a lot. The treasure hunting was great. The puzzles. Some of those puzzles were like difficult for me to figure out, and I just absolutely loved the trial and error of that. I liked the atmosphere. Himiko was wonderful. Like the lore of that. The Japanese architecture, the visuals, were wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Highly recommend it. If you haven't played a Tomb Raider game, I have played several Tomb Raider games, but none of this newer generation, and I have to say they are absolutely wonderful. The next game on my list, this is the last game on my list. I have not beaten it all the way, and what I mean by that is I've beaten the main campaign, but I haven't done the DLC, which is on my list that I want to do, and that is The Witcher 3: The Wild Hunt. I have never played any other Witcher game. I know there's the first two. I've never played them, I know some people say the first one's a really hard one to do and not really to go back unless you want to do it for historical purposes. But the second one they do recommend. But I jumped in on the third one. What a great action RPG. Really fun. Fun monsters. Fun choices. Fun decisions. Gameplay is awesome. You know, the weapons are awesome. There's so much great stuff here in this game. The graphics are good. You know, absolutely wonderful. It's a wonderful adventure. If you've ever seen the TV show and you like the TV series, this is where it obviously was inspired from. Gotta give this a go. It is a wonderful game to play. I think you will not be disappointed, especially taking down those huge ginormous monsters. It's so satisfying to do. So with that, guys, those were the 20 games that I wanted to beat in 2021. So thank you all so much for watching, and please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz. And thanks so much for being here and spending this time with me. Take care for now. Bye-bye.